Welcome back, you guys. Tonight we're going to be working on an M&P 9 2.0 edition. Before we get to the build of this project, I've said in a couple of videos in the past that if you send me something when I do a build video, I will include it in the build video. And guys, it's totally true. If we happen to be doing a build video because we're doing something different that we haven't done before, very much like we're going to be doing tonight, the idea is that I want to know you a little bit more. This is definitely a one-on-one personal relationship between cutting your slide, individual to individual. It's not so much you as an individual purchasing from what would be a large company. So with that being said, you guys get to know a little bit more about me through the course of these build projects. And also, when you send me something, I get to know a little bit more about you, your region, your background, things like that. So that's exactly what we have here tonight. I'm going to set this down for a second. We will get back to the slide. This individual reached out to me a little while back and decided that they wanted to do a theme build M&P, which is a Saints. So we got some logos, we got some other things on there. But they also sent me some barbecue shrimp seasoning. They wrote me a note. Here's a little taste of the famous New Orleans dish where I was born and raised. Recipes on the side. No rice is needed, just peel and dip. Instead of French bread, use baked dinner rolls. The seasoning can be used for all kinds of dishes if you do not like shrimp. Best of wishes to you and your family, Robert. So that's pretty cool overall because I get to see something that I normally wouldn't see. This is also something that's really specific to that region. So the idea behind it is it's pretty cool. One, it's thoughtful for sending me something that, you know, I don't get out a lot, so that's pretty cool. And two, the idea is that you definitely know it's your build video because it has your item in it. So definitely cool there as well. So obviously there's a little bit of a recipe over here on this side that explains how to use it. And I do happen to have some people that are pretty deep into what would be the cooking world, and they've never heard of it. So with that being said, I do think that it's pretty cool that it is a very interesting piece specific to that region. So definitely cool, and thank you very much, Robert, for that. I'm going to give this a try, and we'll see exactly what we come up with on that. Let's take a moment here and discuss the slide work. This is going to give you a better understanding of exactly what you're watching as the build unfolds. First and foremost, before we get to the slide work, I want to talk about the optics. There's no need to actually send us these optics, guys. We have these in-house. We use them for fit work, finish work, making sure everything is aligned correctly and is adjusted how it's supposed to. You're more than welcome to send us an optic if you want us to mount it for you. But if you're just sending us an optic because you think that we need it as far as the alignment goes, that is just not the case. What most people actually do is they'll send us the slide, and as we're doing the work on the slide, they'll go ahead and order that optic. So they don't have to come out of pocket on everything all at once. And then once they get their slide back in hand, the optic is ready there for them to mount. So we're going to set this aside. We will be doing the vortex venom on what is the rear of the slide. We're going to cut through that factory dovetail. That venom is going to take place back here. We will not be cutting a front dovetail in front of that optic. So it's going to be an optic only rear. We're also going to be shaving the sides down. So let's discuss that a little bit more, give you a better understanding of exactly why we're doing what we're doing. We're going to be shaving the sides down overall to gain a little bit of weight reduction, remove that factory tech stuff there, and quite honestly to remove this goofy cut that M&P puts on, or I should say Smith & Wesson puts on their M&P slides. Thank you guys. I have no idea who thought that was a great idea, but it's not. So with that being said, once we have the sides shaved down, we're going to be doing a front design that's kind of be like one design is going to kind of blend into the other one. It's going to be very much like I guess a rectangle or a trapezoid, or I don't know my shapes, but it's one of those that blends together and it makes sense, okay? And that's all you guys need to know. So with that being said, it's gonna look something like this. Don't judge me, I'm not really good. My hands I don't know how to use them. I only know how to use the machines. That's why I have machines. So with that being said, it's gonna look something along this line. We're gonna do some nice big windows on each side. We're gonna have a little stud left over in the center. We're gonna be doing punch throughs. Then we're going to also be doing chamfers on those. So we want to be able to see some nice barrel. That's really what we're going for. On the top of the slide, we're going to do a very small window up here. The idea on the M&P 2.0s is that the walls are significantly thinner than what would be your Gen 1s. So we're going to make larger windows on the sides. We're going to make sure we leave enough area here in the lockup. But what that means is on the top, that gives us a smaller window. Because we want to make sure that we still have that rigidity on these edges here. We don't want to lose any of that. So we're still going to do a small window in the center. We're still going to do a chamfer overall. So we want to make sure that we do have something on the top. We want to see some barrel, but we don't want to lose any of that structural support overall when actually using the weapon. Last but not least, we're going to be doing some knurling down through the side here. So we're going to remove that factory logo on both sides. We'll do some knurling down and through here. And then we're going to do some logo work. So we got a little bit of logo work. We're going to be putting the Saints on there. We're going to be putting two logos, one before it, one after it, the Saints logo. So we're definitely going to have some pretty cool characteristics of this slide, very specific to the person that owns the slide. So overall, I think it's going to be really, really cool. And then last but not least, we're going to end up going with the graphite black as our coloring. So we'll perform all that work first, then we'll go ahead and do the coating, so everything is under the coating, so we don't have to worry about peeling, chipping, or flaking over time. So overall, I think it's going to be a really cool build. We're going to first start with the Tormach 770. We're going to turn out that precision work. Then what's going to happen is we're going to jump over to the laser, and then we're going to do a little bit of that laser work, and we're going to bring it back when it's colored. We'll take a look and see exactly how it came out. All right, guys, let's take a few minutes here and discuss the overall product in the end. Very pleased with it. Ended up going with the Vortex Venom on the rear, remove the factory dovetail, clean that up. We ended up shaving the sides to not only remove the factory text for our windows, but to also give us a better blank canvased area here for our logos and for our Saints text. Now, I don't always recommend shaving the sides all the way back to the rear, but if you are looking to put something that's significantly larger than just a single logo in this zone, then this is the option of choice. It definitely gives us the best canvas to work with, and overall we are getting the most weight reduction off of the cut. So nonetheless, I think it was a great idea. We also ended up chamfering the sides, so we've got some real nice grippiness here to the sides. Obviously it's decorative as well, very, very cool. On the top, we ended up cutting a window. We've got chamfers on all of these. So the side windows and the top window, of course the other side window, they're all chamfered. So they look just a little bit nicer than your standard cut. It was definitely one of the requests that the customer had, so we went ahead and took care of that. And of course this side matches. I really like the knurling here overall. Real pleased with that. I think what we're going to do now is I think we're going to build it. Now, this is going to be a black and gold gun. That's what the customer kind of gave me some insight on. I don't have the barrel here, so I'm not 100% sure what the end visual is going to be, but what we do have is we do have a silver barrel, one that's been polished. We do offer this as a service as well. This is one of our barrels, so we're going to go ahead and put that in here, kind of just give us more of an overall picture of the build. And then of course we happen to have a black standard non-stippled frame, so we're going to go ahead and put this on here as well. We'll kind of just see how this comes out. Overall, I really like it. I think it's a real nice build. Guys, one of the things I want to let you know is if you have not been following us on Instagram, we have a lot of content that we've put out over the last several months. A lot of really big builds, stuff that people just haven't seen come out from some of the other companies that are out there. There's a lot of companies offering a lot of services, but there doesn't happen to be anybody else other than us that's really doing everything. So we kind of do the CZs, the Berettas, the M&Ps. We're doing a lot of the SIGs. We happen to have a lot of those standardized packages on our webpage. So if you're looking for something like the optic cut, raptor cuts, barrel polishing, fluting, some of the knurling, a lot of that stuff is on the webpage. If you don't happen to find exactly the package you're looking for because maybe it's something custom or maybe you want to blend a couple things together, reach out to us. We have a contacts tab that's on the webpage. Click on that tab, fill it out. Usually I'm going to shoot you back an email and say, can you send me some pictures, give me a little bit better idea of exactly one, what your firearm is, and two, what the visual is. What are you kind of getting after? And we'll get that quote turned out. We'll go ahead and get you a turnaround time figured out. And in the end, we'll get your slide here. We'll get that work turned out, and you can have that custom build like all the other people that you see in these videos. It's a really cool opportunity to really transform what you already own as a firearm into something that you really would like to have, and just give you, overall just something a little bit more custom than that factory gun. I know a lot of us are after that. Guys, we also happen to have a lot of content that gets posted over on our Instagram. This one will be one of the examples. Once the customer gets this back in hand, no doubt they'll be sending me some pictures of it with their barrel, because I don't know if they're going with a threaded barrel or a ported barrel. I'm not 100% sure what they're going with. However, on Instagram is the place that you're going to find that content. So if you go over there, you'll see those posted. I usually will tag the person that gave them to me if they have an Instagram account, or I'll give them a shout out, or I'll tag the video. So sometimes you're just kind of floating around through Instagram and you find a picture of something and you haven't actually seen the build video, and we'll go back and kind of navigate you back to where it started. So it's kind of a two-way road there. Overall, real cool, kind of just gives you that overall visual of start to finish, because a lot of what we do, I don't necessarily finish all of the product. Sometimes they send it out and have a frame done. Sometimes they have a barrel done through somebody else. So it's a great opportunity to actually see the actual full blown build package as it's completed. So definitely a cool opportunity. Guys, if you need anything, feel free to reach out to me. Just kind of let me know what's going on, and then we'll figure out what we need to do. You guys can catch me on the next one.